What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be learning how to install new headlights in your 2002 Expedition. However, this process is applicable to 97 through 2003 F-150s and 97 through 2002 Expeditions. When you get your headlights, you're going to get this. This just goes into the OEM connector, but you also get maybe two or one, depending on what headlights you get, extra sets of wires. So what we're going to do is we're just going to test out which lights go to which wires. So you'll just go to look through this, and then you'll see, oh, here's where these two wires come out of the same box, so they have to go together. Just get yourself a 9-volt battery, put your red wire up to the positive. See, it's labeled right there, it says positive. Put your red wire there, and then your black wire on the black, and then you'll see, oh, those go to my halos. Okay, so then you can use deductive reasoning and say these have to go to my LEDs. So they go to your LEDs. So just remember that. And then we're going to go to the car now. First step here is going to be locating these little tabs. They're going to be pressed in like this for you. All you're going to do is pull up, push towards the cab, and then pull up again. And it can come free like that. Do this to all 4 tabs in your headlight fixture. This one's already loose. And then you just come from the back. See right there, just press on this, press out. Check to make sure that all your tabs are loose. Press out. There's a little bolt that should come out over here. It'll pop out like this. Just push them out. Sorry. All you have to do is just pull, and it'll come right out. And you can set this aside. And again, on this corner light, to remove it, all you have to do, take your T20 bit. In my case, you may have a flathead screw, and just unscrew it. You may want to use a little bit of penetrating fluid. I did not need it in this case because I've already removed this to restore these lights in the past year, so I already did that. But as you can see, it's kind of rusted in there, so you never know. And all you need to do is just pull it out. You can see it's got this track here. That's all that's holding it in. And then you just disconnect this clip by pulling out the 2 little wings, pulling them away from each other. As you can see, this one's kind of snapped off, but if you do that, it's no big deal. Just remove these little wings, and then it should be good to go to remove your corner light. Again, just take this off, Prius pull. Alright. Because I have a wiring diagram for this vehicle, I know that the brown lights are the positive as well as the green lights, where the black is the negative. Now the positive, because I have a wiring diagram for this vehicle, I know that the black is ground. This is where I'm going to install my CCFL halos, and then this is where I'm going to install my LEDs. Right now I have the turn signal on, as you can see on the left. So all I'm going to do is just put it on. So this means direct current. This means alternating current. That's if you're gonna wire like stuff in your house. And this is just for cars. So I'm gonna set this to 20 because my battery is on maximum of 14.4 volts. So all I need to do is take this probe, stick the black one in the black, where the black, see how the black's the third? Let's stick the black probe in there, and then I'll just probe these other two to figure out which one is the turn signal. Once you do that successfully, you should see your voltage fluctuating from around 0 to 12 volts. Next, all we have to do is splice into these 3 wires. So I'm going to wire my LEDs into here, my halos into this brown one, and I'm just going to ground it with this ground right here. Just cut off a little bit, just enough so that you can stick your wire in there, and get enough so that you can solder. Before you solder, or if you're doing the splice route, all you have to do is just stick the 2 wires in there and just crimp it down. But since I'm soldering, I'm going to be disconnecting the battery so I don't short anything out. As you can see, I've peeled back the insulation just a little bit. These are 20 gauge wires, just in case you were guessing. All I'm going to do now, I'm just going to test the lights out of the fixture just to make sure that they work. So I'm just going to wrap around the black, the halos, and then the LEDs and just make sure that it works all fine. Now I've got the soldering iron hooked up, and I'm just going to solder these connections securely, and then I'm just going to plug this in. I have a little helper here. He's holding my thing, and we're just going to plug this in there. Direct OEM fitment. I recommend CarQuest and Advanced Auto. Highly recommend them. You gotta go to CarQuest or Advanced Auto. CarQuest or Advanced Auto only. Those are the only good options. So now all we're gonna do is where did I put my solder? Okay, so we're gonna get the solder and just solder those wires. If you don't know how to solder, do some crimping. So I'm just gonna solder these and then I'll be back with you guys. One thing to note, if you are soldering or even if you are crimping, I recommend electrical tape to prevent moisture from getting into your new connection, just so that it doesn't corrode and lose its conductivity. Alright guys, now that I have all these 3 soldered here, I'm just gonna tape these up, and then make sure before you put the housing in, you go in there and test every single light, and then you should be good from there. Be sure to take note of the distance between the top of the threads and the top of this plastic alignment clip. Most likely when you get your headlights in the mail, this piece right here and this piece right here will just be screwed on barely, so you won't be able to align the headlights in the truck. So what you're going to want to do, I just didn't even install these on mine. They just keep it aligned, but the thread is right down there and the thread is right here, and you'll just push the tab in. So that one's already pushed in. Just push the tab in, and then you can adjust. See, if you look down here, my headlight's bulging out at the bottom, so I'm gonna screw the bottom most one right there out more so that the plastic alignment goes more towards the headlight fixture, and then that's how you align your headlights. So what you're just going to want to do is just align this one over here, put it in, and then align these 2 in here, and wiggle it around, and if it gets stuck and you can't put it in, you can take this clip right here, just wiggle it around until it goes in. Like right here, it's not going in. Wiggle around, just shove it back in there, Alright, so that one is poking out too much, so we'll take it out and then re-screw it in, and then you just repeat this process until you get them aligned. And after you are all done, you just install it and push these clips back down, go into the car and test it if they all work well.